Good morning, Spark Sunday School. We have a story today, and it goes like this. Samuel was a 12-year-old boy who lived in the temple with a priest named Eli and learned about God. Eli took care of Samuel, and Samuel helped take care of Eli because Eli was almost blind. One night, something special happened. As Samuel slept in the temple, he heard a voice call out, "Samuel!" Samuel thought it was Eli calling, so he jumped up from his bed. "Here I am," Samuel answered as he ran to Eli. "I'm here because you called me." But Eli shook his head. "I didn't call you. Go back to bed." Samuel did as he was told and fell asleep quickly. A little while later, the voice called again, "Samuel." This time, Samuel was more tired and crawled out of bed more slowly. In Eli's room, Samuel rubbed his eyes and scratched his tummy and said with a yawn, "I'm here because you called me." Eli was getting tired of Samuel coming into his room and said more firmly, "I didn't call you. Now please go back to bed." When this happened, the third time, Eli thought to himself, "Aha! It must be God who is calling Samuel." Eli told Samuel, who was now very confused and sleepy, "If you are called again, just say, 'God, I hear you, and I will do whatever you want.'" When the voice called again, Samuel did as Eli told him. It was God, and God had many things to say to Samuel. Even though he was only 12, Samuel wanted to serve God. With God's help, Samuel grew up to share many messages from God. People all over Israel knew Samuel as God's trusted prophet. That's a good story for today. So in this story, God calls Samuel. It's from the first Samuel in the Old Testament. There are 2 books called Samuel. Both books are Bible history books telling us what happened long ago. The beginning chapters of 1 Samuel tell us about Samuel's life. Samuel was a brave and wise kid to do what God asked of him. When he grew up, Samuel shared many messages from God with people. Some people thought he was a hero for God's people. We have people in our lives who are brave and wise too, and they are our heroes. Can you think of some right now? God is still speaking to us today, and it doesn't matter how old we are. Even though Samuel was only 12, he was able to listen and to do what God asked him to do. God does not ask us all to do exactly the same thing. God sometimes asks us to do something that we do uniquely or especially well. So Spark Sunday School kids, make sure you are listening for God. I know that God is up to something in each of your lives. Pay attention. God is at work in you. Would you pray with me, please? Dear God, you call us and we can hear you. Thank you for calling us quietly, loudly, forward, backwards, quickly, and slowly, and for loving us too. Amen. I'll see you next week.